This learning is Le'ili Nishmas Bruya Bas Chananya, Meseches Kilayim, Perek Zayin, Mishna Zayin. Haruach she'ila lo es hakfonim al gabe tvua. If a wind came and blew grapevines on top of the grain. So initially the person had the proper separation between the grapevine and the grain. However, now the wind blew the grapevine over the grain. So the halacha is yigder miyad. The person should immediately cut the grapevine so that it's not kilayim. The Mishnah continues, Im ere oinus, if an oinus occurred that didn't allow the person to cut the grapevine right away, so since this person didn't do the Kelayim and they don't want the Kelayim, so the halacha is mutter, it's permitted. In other words, the grapevine and grain do not become aser. Mishnah continues to the second case. Tvu asay shahisa noita tachas hagefen. Here we have a case where a person again had the proper distance, and now the grain grew in such a way that it is bending and it's under the grapevine. Now this is different than the previous case because the base of the grain is still at the proper distance. It's just the top of the grain. And v'chein b'yarek. So too, if this happened with vegetables. So the halacha is machzer, the person should turn it away so that they're not mixed. However, since the base of the grain and the vegetables have the proper distance, so therefore, the halacha is that ve'ene mekadesh, if the person didn't move it away, it will not become aser. The Mishnah continues and teaches, me'emasai tvua miskadeshes. From what point do we say that the grain can become aser? Meaning, if it's just barely put into the ground, it's not yet grain. When is it considered grain that we can say there's grain here together with a vine? So the Mishnah says, mishetashrish, from when it takes root. Va'anovim, and when are grapes considered to be already grapes and they could become aser because of kilayim? Mishayasu kipoil halavan, when they become the size of a white bean. The Mishnah continues, when do we say that the tvua is already fully ready, or the grapevine is already fully ready, and you can't make it any more aser because they're already complete and ready and they're not growing together? So tvua sheyavsha kol sarka, grain which became fully dry. Va'anavim shabashlu kol sarkan, and grapes that already became fully ripe. So they're no longer in a state of growth, so they're not growing together, and therefore, if a person leaves them there, ein miskachais, they do not become aser.